Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly's Journals, and I don't know whether you can tell actually, as you can see I have a load of Erin Condrens here. I am going to start on the monster task of uncoiling and recoiling these. This is going to be a sped up video, but I just thought I'd, do introduction and exit as I usually do. So I've got my two new Erin Condren planners. I've got one of my old memory planners which has only got 6 months on in a 12-month coil, and I've got my Erin Condren notebook, and that's where we're going to start. I've got binder clips or bulldog clips, whatever you want to call them. I've got some Erin Condren sticky notes, and I've got a pair of pliers. So yeah, that's where we're going to go from here, and without any further ado I'll hand over to the voiceover and get on with it. Okay, so the first uncoil recoil I'm going to do a bit of slower pace, and then I would do speed up the rest because I recoil 5 planners in this and it's a lot. So we're going to start off with the notebook. So the first thing you need to do when you're doing this is take off your covers. It's beautiful that Erin Condren covers are, it just keeps them out of the way and stops them getting in the way. Then you get some pliers and basically unturn the turn at the end. Then you start spinning it around to get it off. The other end you will need to lift the bit that's tucked into the coil to be able to spin it off. And if you straighten this really well, these will spin off dead easily. That's what I love about metal coils, is you can just turn them and unspin them and it will be fabulous. Dead easy to do. So then you basically twizzle, 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 and twizzle some more until the coil comes off your notebook or your planner. You can hold those together with a binder to make things easier, but it depends how bulky it is. I think I do it with the planner, but I didn't do it with the notebook. So we're going to do the same thing again. So as you'll see, I'm just grabbing the edge, one of the ends, with the pliers, and just twisting, 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 and turning, get it nice and straight. And once it's like there, I was like, okay, this is out, but it's not very straight. So here you can see me adjusting it to try and make it easier, and just messing about until it uncoils easily. The better you do that, the easier it will twizzle out. I promise. I went to grab a binder clip because this was proving more difficult, so I put a binder clip on one end, both ends. Really struggled to get that one on. So again, I did the same. I lifted the other end past the coil, and then we're just trying to twizzle. And I think at some point I'm going to adjust this because it was not spinning very well. There we go. So again, I'm just trying to get it a bit straighter and a bit more in line to make it easier, and it works. That is the key to uncoiling and recoiling, is making that bit as straight as you can and as in line with the rest of the coil as you can. Again, I'm going to adjust it again because it still was not good enough for my liking, and it was still too difficult, and I was like, oh, I'm going to give up on uncoiling and recoiling if this is this difficult. So yeah, I really bent it, make it straight there, and then I pull it to twist it in to line up, but not very well, and we will get there. I will get to a point that I find this easy, and it is a bit of I don't know, trial and error, finding what works to you. But if you can see how much quicker this is now, recoiling this planner, which already had stickers in, was the hardest one to recoil, and I think that's because the edge where the coil is around is so much thinner than the rest of the planner, because the rest of the planner has stickers on it, so it just bends into itself. But when there's not any stickers in the planner, it doesn't do that because it just only can push into itself. So we're now going to recoil that planner onto the notebook coil. So again, make sure you're nice and lined up at the bottom. Grab your binder clip or your bulldog clip, whatever you call it, pop it on, fold the things out the way because it's just so much easier. Same on the other side. And you'll see when I was doing this one, I take off the binder clips partway through, and I found it really difficult. I think this planner was just harder to recoil than the others. I don't think it was to do with how lined up I'd got things. So yeah, you'll see that I tried to undo it here, and it did not make my life easier. Maybe I didn't line it up very well, I don't know, but I really, really struggled with this planner, and the rest of the planners I did not struggle with as much. You can see me here trying to adjust that coil to make it a bit easier, and that did work to a certain extent. It was easier, but it still was not great. So basically what you're trying to do is A, get that nice and straight so it doesn't catch on anything, and B, make it in line with the rest of the coil so that it's the same distance, so that when it goes to be pushed through the next hole, it just goes in and it just falls in. And I think at some point I'm going to zoom in and show you a bit closer what I'm trying to achieve, and I do get there. Honestly, this is the one that I struggled the most with, and it really wasn't as bad as it looks. Here, we're going to zoom in. So you want to you see how when I push that through, it goes straight into the hole. Then it comes through and you twizzle it round and it comes out the other side. And then you just do the same again. You just keep coiling until you get there. This is where I try unbinding it and it did not work, and I had to try and rebind it, and that did not help. And oh my god, this was a bit of a train wreck. Honestly, this was the worst part of this uncoiling, was this. There we go. I'm going to pop the binder clip on and it's going to get a bit easier again. And you'll see that I learned from this that I unclip the others, and actually the others were much easier unclipped in some ways. I think this planner was just so difficult because it was already used, so put it there. It's easier with unused planners than it is with used planners. So yeah, this is the one I really did struggle with the most, but we're getting there slowly. I will eventually get it completely recoiled. The only problem with this when it is getting caught is your vellum is quite soft, so that's the bit that struggles the most. And you can see on that coil it is still quite bent, so that might have been partly what my problem was. But yeah, you can see I'm finding things a little bit easier at this point. And again, I took my binder clip back off and struggled again, and then I relined it up and reclipped it. I really didn't learn from that the first time, did I? But then again, when I do it with the other planners, it did work a lot better taking it off the binder clip. Sometimes you do need to adjust it because the coil is obviously curved, and this planner was probably the worst for it because I was putting the most stuff on the smallest coil. So that's possibly partly what the problem was. So the bit that was going through it was actually really quite curved. I think I might even take the binder clip off once more, because I might not. But again, you can see how much I'm struggling, and I think it's because the planner really wants to curve and it can't because of the binder clip. But then when you take the binder clip off, it's too unpredictable to, yeah, we take it off again there, but that time I think I'm actually fine. So anyway, you push it right through and get your coil completely on. Do I reclip it again? Oh my god. Unclip, reclip. It's a bit of a palaver, isn't it? But we're nearly there anyway. So just trying to line up that last little bit. Oh, the binder clips come off again. And I think I start to do this in 2 halves, and that works better, to be fair. But then I'm like, this is too much effort. This is really too much effort. But I'm nearly there, so maybe this is the way forward. It's not. It's not the way forward. Do not do that in your planner. It's way too much hard work. I think I might adjust the coil. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, eventually I will finish this. Maybe I do it. Here we are. I'm adjusting the coil to try and make it in the right place, and I think that probably helps. I don't know. No, because I can't actually see what I'm doing. Oh look, now it went through the last few holes really, really easily. Trust me, adjust your coil if it's not going in very well. Adjust your coil. Then again, when you get to the end, you again need to lift that last bit over the other end, and then at the other end you just grab your pliers and turn it back in. Sometimes you need to use your finger as well as the pliers to make it a bit neater. But that is the first planner all done, and the rest of this video is going to be more sped up. I think it's going to double in speed in a second because we're going to finish one planner, and I don't think you needed it talking through every single one in detail. And plus that was actually the hardest one, I think, possibly because of the size of what I was putting in compared to the size of the coil. So yeah, that is the first planner all done. I'm just showing you what it looks like on the notebook coil, and we will grab some more planners and start recoiling the next one. So next I again do the same thing. Take off your covers. I think I try and binder clip this, but it's actually too chunky to binder clip. So again, I'm just grabbing my coil and uncoiling it. This is a bit scarier with a black coil because you might damage the black, because the black is like a coating. So it's a bit more tricky with the black, but I make it work and it's fine in the end. I'm trying to binder clip it together, so I try and bind the 12 months and the 6 months together, but it kind of works. So yeah, I can't remember what I end up doing with the binding, whether I leave it clipped together or not. So I got my planner together to keep it together while I was uncoiling, and here you'll see that straightening out is not good enough, so I'm adjusting the straightening out, but I'm really trying not to damage my back coil because obviously I've got to use it for a year. So I try using my fingers, and that kind of worked a bit better, and then I got it really wonky, so it didn't really help. God, God, this is painful watching back, being like, oh my god, look at all the mistakes you're making. But I get better. You get more used to it as you, like, particularly when you do 5 planners, which is what I did. You get better and better each time. So here I'm struggling because of how chunky the planner is. And again, straightening out the coil, trying to get it in the right place. Because honestly, that is the thing that makes the most difference. And then I binder clip to this. And part of my problem was the black coil is like really, really solid. So this was quite difficult, and because that planner is so full, but we get there. And as you can see, it takes some time. I think I said at the end the raw footage was 1 hour and 40 minutes for this, but it wasn't. It was about 1 hour and 20 minutes. But yeah. So a lot of this video, this bit I think is 4 times sped up, because I didn't think you needed to watch it all. But with this black coil, what I found was that if you just kept your hand where my right hand is now, it got stuck every so often, and you needed to like go and move the coil up the rest of the planner. But we got into the swing of it, and look how quickly the rest of that came off. So next we're going to organise this planner and get like the bits that I want sorted. I think that's what we do. So I split this into, like, take out literally everything that I don't really want. I take it out. So then I leave I take out July through December, and then January through December I keep. At the back I get rid of literally everything and just leave the pocket. So we are left with a 6-month Erin Condren with barely anything in. Here I'm debating whether to keep pages. I got rid of them. Because this is my memory planner. I don't need like the dates in it because it's not for pre-planning, it's literally for post-planning. If you call memory planning post-planning. I don't really know what you do call memory planning, but post-planning is a good enough word for now. So here I am now putting on the black coil again, and it went on much easier than it came off once I'd adjusted it. And honestly, the black coil is so much better on a smaller planner. I've never had I have once had a 12-month planner. The big meat planners we got given were 12 months, which is why I have a 12-month coil, because that's from the big meat planner. So yeah, this time I take the binder clip off, and it's so much easier without the binder clips on. I don't know why, it just was. It meant I could adjust things and it worked better. I think maybe because I was holding the planner together with my left hand, but like, look how speedily this is going on in comparison. Like, I know it's at twice the speed, but it is definitely taking like a quarter of the time, so I like doubled my speed anyway. And then the bit of the video is also double the speed, so yeah. But again, you can see there I'm going up and down the coil because the black coil is so much thicker. I think it felt like it was getting a bit stuck, so that definitely helped get the coil back on. And then when you get to the end again, you just lift that bit at the end and get it past the book, and then turn in your coil again. As you can see, I like pulled that massively out, so then you just like shove it back together. It looks brutal, but actually it works really, really well. It's dead easy to do, I promise. It looks brutal though. And I'm just going to pop the covers back on, I think. Nope, not putting the covers back on yet. I'm ripping the covers off my other planner. So I think, I put the Tilly journals on this planner just for safekeeping, really. To protect the pages and stuff, because that's not the cover that's going to end up on that planner, but I want to use the cover that was on it. So this is my current planner, at least by the time you're seeing this video, for like another 2 weeks, when I film this video for another 2 months. So I am uncoiling this to take a load of the gumph out. This planner has already been uncoiled and recoiled once, and to be fair, this planner wasn't as difficult to do as the other planner that's been used. And this one was even more bulky, so I don't know why. But anyway, I'm glad I did this, because although I now have to like keep a second planner around because like my information is in another planner, it's gotten smaller enough that it actually makes a significant difference, because this planner was like bursting at the seams. And it's still bursting, but it's not like as horrendously full as it was before. So I mean, that's good at least. So we're just getting the coil off this planner. Again, I didn't use binder clips this time, and it worked quite well not having binder clips, bulldog clips, whatever you want to call them. So here I am working out what I am calling anything. calling anything, what I'm taking out of the planner. So I'm just checking what pages, like at what point the other planner leaves, and then I get rid of all of the notes pages at the back, literally all of it goes. I leave in the pocket, which is dumb because I should have kept that pocket to put in my next planner, but I didn't. And then at the front I literally only left like the cover page and stuff. Then I grabbed the bigger of the coils I've got left, so the 18-month coil rather than the 12-month coil. Do I try and clip this? I think I try to clip it and I realise it's not going to happen, so I just try without the clip and it works, so it's fine. So here you can see me like struggling with the first few pages, and maybe I clip it in 2 halves, maybe. I don't remember what I did. I'm really confused by something here. I don't know what I'm trying to work out, but maybe I clip it in 2 halves. Maybe I was trying to work out what half the planner is. Who knows? Anyway, that's half clipped. And then do I clip the other half, presumably? Honestly, this is so bulky. This is what 12 months in your planner ends up looking like after you've used it. It gets bulky, and that's why I get the 18-month coil, because I can't imagine having this much stuff on a 12-month coil. It just must be horrendous. Here I am adjusting the coil to make it spin better. Honestly, that is my biggest tip, is if it's not working for you, adjust your coil. Because that is probably the thing that makes the most difference. It really is. So I'm just here spinning, and I think I get the hang of it, and then we just go on quite quickly after that. Again, as you can see, I've now got it lined up nicely and it's spinning dead easy. Honestly, if you're struggling, adjust. Make it so that when you twist it, that the end of your planner wants to go straight into that hole, that it naturally goes into that hole, and that you've not got any curves that it gets caught on too badly. It can be a bit of trial and error, and if you have a black coil, I can understand being cautious with it, but the rose gold coil, I don't think you can tell when you've turned it. I don't think I adjust a rose gold coil in this video, but I have done it and it doesn't really damage, or it didn't for me, but the black can, so that's the only coil that I know to be cautious with. I think at this point my planner had got a bit out of sync, so I was just trying to like get it finished because I was so close to the end, and I was like, come on, I can get there. So you're seeing a little like massively quick flick through off my planner. When I was struggling, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to do this and it will be fine. And then I do another couple of things, and then we're going to grab the other end of the planner in a second to move it past the end. Here's me just to turn in some pages. There we go, grabbed the coil and grabbed it to the other end. Whew, that was hard work. Honestly, the used planners are so much harder to do than new planners. So if you're doing it with new planners, honestly, don't worry about it. It is so, like, it's not easy. It's not like, I could do this every day, but it's not like, oh my god, what am I doing? What did I let myself in for? So I put the planner cover that was on this planner back on this cover. I have some problems putting it on. I don't know why I was struggling. I think at this point my wrists were like, oh my god, how many planners are you doing this to? Spoiler alert, there's a lot more. I think that is that 2 I've recoiled, or is it 3? I don't remember. So I think this might be the last one. So this is, well no, this one goes into 2 planners, so I'm recoiling 2, but I think I uncoil just 1. So this is my Flower Power hourly, which I'm gonna split in half. I'm gonna have the July through December and the to January through December 2021 in 2 separate planners. And look, I got the coil like perfectly lined up, and look how nicely it spins out. Oh, look what happens when you actually line things up properly. So pretty, so easy to do. So now I'm going to sort out my planner, and here is where I realised that I probably should have left out some stuff to do. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to pop a sticky note on every month. So these are just for my pre-planning, so if I have any events or anything that I get given to me, they go onto these. I think I was just trying to double check that I didn't have any more I could nick from my old planner before starting to use new ones, but I am just going to go through and put these on the rest of the months. These are the Erin Condren sticky notes. They fit perfectly in that little sidebar. and I love them. Florals are my jam. So I got past January, so I put the gumph that was at the front of this planner in front of January again, so for that to be the start of this planner. Turned a page too far there, so we're just going to carry on popping these sticky notes down, and then we're going to get back to recoiling. This is the only real setup I do of these planners, because that's all I really need for the July new planner season, is to make sure that I have space for pre-planning the rest of the year. And I already have a date in one of these in that October. It's one of my friend's weddings, and I've already put that in my planner, and it feels so prepared. So yeah, as soon as this video finished, I did that. So that is the 12 months there, and then I decide to keep the divider that says notes on, get rid of the lined notes pages, and this one gets a load of grid pages, so I'm grabbing any that were left in my old planner and then grabbing some from the dot grid notebook, which is why I uncoiled the dot grid notebook to start off with, and because I wanted the coil. So I put a load of dot grid notebook pages in at the back rather than the line notes pages, and then pop the pocket at the back, and that is my 2021 pre-planner ready for recoiling. But I'm just going to sort out the rest of 2019. So I have the gumph from the front of my planner, which unfortunately means I have the July 2019 notes page, so I decided to put another notes page in there, but then at the back I've put the notes pages from the back of my previous planner, as well as some extra dot grid notes pages. So now I'm grabbing a 12-month coil to put these 6 months on. So that's what we're seeing here, is that is a 12-month coil going on. I was having some problems again, so again I tried to line it up nicely, and honestly, once you've lined things up, it is so much easier. Just get things lined up. I know I've said that like a million times. I'm literally a broken record, but look how much better that is going on now. And then I do some minor adjustments as I go on, but look how quick I'm going. It's so speedy when you get it lined up correctly. So yeah, that's my main tip if you're uncoiling and recoiling. I feel like I'm a bit of a broken record during this voiceover, so I apologise for that. But there's not much left of me talking, and then I'm going to actually talk through what I do with the planner. There's not much voiceover left. I think there's like another 3 minutes max, 2.5 minutes. This is just me getting bored. Deciding what I'm going to do. So just, again, lifted that side past the pages, and then we're going to bend the planner coil back at the top. And then we will recoil the last planner. I don't know what cover. Oh, I put my Some Superheroes Wear Scrubs cover on this because that's super appropriate because of the world at the moment and being a doctor. So yeah, that's what goes on this planner. So that's like my next cover that I'm going to use. Then we grab the last planner to recoil, and the binder clip was not lined up very well. The planner was not lined up very well, so the coil didn't want to go back in. And I also binder clipped the side that I was starting on, which is just not a good plan. Binder clip the other side, which is what I'm now doing. There we go. And then take that off. Then it gives this side of the planner a little chance to curl around the coil, because obviously the coil is not straight, it is curved. And here you're going to see me adjusting that edge again with pliers. And then again, eventually, I will get into the swing of it. And I took the binder clip off. And this time, without the binder clip, I found life much easier. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason necessarily. I think it's just trial and error with each planner, because as you can see, the first time I took a binder clip off, I was like, this is horrendous, why have I done this to myself? But this time, taking the binder clip off, the bulldog clip off, made life so much quicker and made it so much easier to recoil. So I think it's just trial and error with that specific coil, because you're always going to have, the edge is going to be slightly different. So yeah. And that will be pretty much it, and I'm just going to repile on everything that I've done onto the screen. Well, no, I'm going to get this coil to the end, pull the edge round, then I'm going to turn in the edges, pliers to the rescue, and then I'm going to pop some covers on this, and this one is getting the Flower Power, the newish floral cover on, which I made yellow and purple because they are currently my favourite colours with turquoise background. Yes, that cover is just my favourite colours in one. So yeah, I'm going to pass it back over to pass me with the finished planners. Okay, so here we have the finished stuff. Let's just talk you through what we've got here. Starting off with older ones, and we'll move on to the newer ones. So this is on a notebook coil. This is the second half of 2019 in my memory planners. I believe it's 2019. Yeah, 2019. So that is completed 2019 on a coil. This is going to end up back with the Tilly Journals cover on, I think. That, or this will have this cover, and this will end up with the Tilly Journals cover, because this is the hexagon, hexagon layout, kaleidoscope that was called. So that's that. The reason I did that is just so I don't have to use the tiny coil for the next 6 months. That was probably not necessary. This is my current planner, but with like, it's literally just goes straight into July, and at the back straight finishes with June, and we just got the pocket at the back. In retrospect, should have taken this pocket out and put it in my next 6 months, but I didn't, so too late now. So that's that, so I'm going to keep using that till the end of June. Then we have my 3 new planners. So we've got 1, 2 and 3. So we'll start with the one I'm going to use first. So this is a 12-month Erin Condren coil with the superhero scrubs cover, because I feel like this is the most relevant one to the current situation in the world. So I've got that cover. Then it's got my kaleidoscope calendar in, because this is where I'm tracking my periods and sex at the moment, and this will be through till the end of December. Then it's got my goals for 2020. Then it's got 2019's July first half of a line a day. So I added an extra page in so I can have this page here as part of July 2020. And maybe I'll just put a cover, like decorate this with washi or something for a cover page. So then we start with the July Flower Power hourly. And what I've done for the monthlies is I just stuck a sticky note on for any pre-planning. So then we go straight into July hourly. We've got July, August, September, October, November, December in here, and then right through to the end of December. And what I should have done, and I haven't done, is put a notes divider in there. I don't even have a blooming spare one. So that's kind of annoying. Wish I'd put a notes divider in there, but I didn't, so too late now. So that's then my notes pages for my goal setting in 2020. So I thought I'd keep all of that, my goal stuff, together in this next planner, and then at the back there is nothing other than some extra notes pages that I've put in. This doesn't have a pocket. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a top-loading dashboard type thing that will fit kits in, and pop out on a coil kit lip to put at the back of this planner to use to store my kit for the week. So that is the plan with that. So that is my next planner for the next 6 months for pre-planning. Then we have the year after that for pre-planning. So this is the Flower Power hourly, the rest of it. So we've got my cover, we've got the Flower Power vellum and the Flower Power beginnings. So this is going to be like my 2021 planner. So what I'll do is I'll like cover this up and put a key in there or a quote in there. So this is all like the right bits and pieces for the start of 2021. And then we go straight into the months. We've got all of the months through to December. Back of December 2020, you've got your notes page that would be like the start, and then we have extra notes pages. I have switched the notes pages from the lined that came in it to dot grid, and I've added extras of those. So I think there's like 20 notes pages now, and then I've got rid of everything else at the back other than the pocket. So that's there. So that is for 2021 pre-planning. Finally, we have my memory planner for 2021. This is not going to keep this cover on. This is just to protect the pages at the moment. I'm going to buy a new cover for this, and that's what's going to go on it. So that's so this has the black coil, and it is definitely easier to turn with 12 months in rather than 18 months, just so you know. So this is got the neutral layers inserts in. So the front gump I have literally kept I've kept the quote page because I don't want to get rid of half the quotes page, but I've got rid of the other half of the calendar. And in fact, what I'll probably do is use that as like this notes page. So I put stickers on these. Let me see if I've got one. I basically covered this page in stickers. So this is this year's. So it gets my YouTube videos and then some other bits and pieces on there. So I will probably just completely cover up that page anyway. So rather than having a notes page, because it's going to have photos over it, it doesn't matter. Then we have all of the year through to December. The planner finishes with just that blank page at the back of December, nothing else in it other than the pocket. And then the back cover. And that is my memory planner for 2021. And so this one are both 18 months, 12 months on an 18-month coil, but this one is thicker because it's got extra notes pages in. So they're my 2021 planners all sorted. Bits that I have taken out, which is what this is, or other bits and pieces. So we've got some, like that notes page, which I should have actually used, so that's my mistake. I don't need the contents pages or the 2022 planning, they'll go in the bin. I'm a bit sad I'll miss that quotes page. Might cut off the quote and stick it over somewhere, maybe, we'll see. That's just gonna go in the bin. I'll keep that notes page just in case I want it ever. Stickers I will keep and use in my daily petite planner. So they'll be kept. Colouring pages go in the bin. Then we have July, a little bit of July this year in the horizontal. It's literally like the first week. That is just going to go in the bin as well. Sorting these into the right piles. This again, just going to go in the bin, just going to go in the bin. Then we have sticker pages from the Layers Neutral. Going to keep those and use them in my daily petite again. Quote page. Again, I might keep that and cut it out or something. Actually, no, sorry, that's the back of this. Confused myself. Where's December? There we go. This is the rest of my dot grid notebook. This is just going to go on a clip. Just pull out the binder clip and just be kept somewhere for next time. Sorry, threw things on the floor. That's just going to get clipped on there. They're just going to stay together as more dot grid pages if I ever need them. Maybe at some point I'll get a coil and put them back on a coil, but for now, meh. And then this is July, August, October, November, yep, December notes and contacts from a vertical neutral. I will either be, somebody has asked if they can buy this from me, I will either be selling it or giving it away or something. To somebody that wants to try out the vertical, that can either punch it, they can either cover these up and punch it and put in a in a A5 wide or in the Erin Condren binder. It'll go just like it is. So yeah, that's what that is. And again, I'm just gonna for now clip that together. And that's it. That is me having recoiled, uncoiled a million planners. 5. And then a notebook. No, 5, yeah. I've made 4 planners into 5 and lost a notebook, and I have an extra 6 months here as well. So that's what that's why I buy extras. So I've got those 2 to keep, and then those 2 pages, those 2 pages that I might keep for future recoiling. So they're being kept for now, and then that's everything. Oh. So let's get some of these planners back into frame, having finished, and I will leave the video there. This is probably quite long. I think the raw footage is about an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and 40 minutes. So just to give you an idea of how long that all took. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like down below whether you uncoil, recoil. It works for me. It makes me be able to have my 12 months on an 18-month coil, and so I've got room to grow, because obviously this is a full 12 months on an 18-month coil, so I definitely need the space for my sticker planning. But yeah, and it also means that I can use like the other pages functionally, and I've now hopefully for next year will be on a calendar year for all of my planners. So yeah, I'm tired. Thank you so much for watching. My hands and wrists are like sore from all the fine motor. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!